Where should I place my leaf propagation? Should I keep them in indirect bright light or should I keep them in direct sunlight? Is it okay to keep my leaf propagations indoor? Should I water them? Should I add fertilizers? Why is there no growth on my leaf propagation? There are several questions related with leaf propagation. There are a couple of theories as well. Some people say that if you are going to keep it in indirect bright light, you might not get roots. You have to expose it to direct sunlight. And some people say if you're going to keep it in direct sunlight, the leaves will get burnt. Some say that you have to water in order for the roots to appear. Now in this video, we are going to be talking about all of these theories. It doesn't make sense. I will show you in detail what exactly I am doing with my leaf propagation. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener, and on your screen you can see these are different types of leaf propagation. The ones that you're seeing on the front are two of the leaf propagations from the genus of Echeveria. Now ideally it's said that you're not supposed to do any propagation of a succulent that is dormant. That is correct. It all depends upon your environment and climate. If you are from a place wherein the temperatures are very extreme, either during the summers or during the winters, if the temperatures are very extreme, please do not do leaf propagation. In my city, I do not have that issue, be it during summers or be it during winters. The temperatures in my city are not extreme, so I can propagate them throughout the year. But as a precaution, I do not propagate succulents during the monsoon season. And why do I avoid during the monsoon season? As you all know, there's a lot of rains, there's a lot of wind. The moisture or the water droplets can land up on the succulent cuttings or on the leaf propagation. Our succulents, when we are using it for leaf propagation, when we pluck it out from the mother plant, there is an open cut. If the rainwater comes in contact with the cut, there is a possibility of rot. And if the water droplets fall on the leaves that are kept for propagation, if they're not calloused, again that is going to rot the mother leaf. So there is no point of propagating it in such a condition. So a month back, or probably a couple of weeks back, I had taken out the leaves of some Echeverias. Now in my city, as I said, dormancy is not very strict. But if you are from a place wherein the dormancy is strict, please do not leaf propagate dormant succulents. Now both of these leaves were taken at the same time. Both are from the genus of Echeveria. I have Echeveria florens and I have Echeveria pollux. Now one of the theory was that if you are going to take leaves from a dormant succulent, they will only put out roots. They are not going to put out any pups, and eventually the leaf will start to rot. But here, as you can see, this is a perfect example of my Echeveria pollux. It has started to put out roots. In fact, this one started to put out roots much faster compared to the other one, and there were no pups. I somehow thought probably that was correct what they said. So I was quite worried that I can only see roots, but there are no pups present on it. But today when I was doing a routine check, I happened to notice that there were something growing on the leaves. I actually thought that those are mealy bugs, but luckily those are not mealy bugs. There are a lot of pups growing on it, as you can see, which is a very good sign. Now over here, again, this is another succulent from the genus of Echeveria. Over here, the roots are not present, but the pups arrived first. So there is nothing that, there is no theory like it's only going to be roots and no pups. As you can see, both of them are from the genus of Echeveria, and they are growing at a very different pace. One of them has roots, one of them only has pups. So it all depends upon the leaf. The whole idea of this video is to show you that it all depends upon the leaves and the type of environment you have. Now this is my Graptopetalum Purple Delight. Over here as well, these are in their growing season because they belong to the Graptopetalum family. They had put out the pups much faster, and the roots then started to develop. So over here, even though they are in their growing period, the pups were the first one to arrive, and then the roots started to appear. So again, I think the dormancy and the non-dormancy in my city is not very strict. So there is nothing that can determine what tends to come out first, whether it's the roots or whether it's the pups or it's both at the same time. This completely depends upon the succulent leaf. There is nothing much we can do about it. All we have to do is just wait. If you tend to see the roots, you can go ahead and water it. If you do not see roots, please do not water it. Over here again, I had some more Echeveria, two of Echeveria, rest all are titubans, and two of the Echeverias, as you can see, they have pup and they have root as well. And there are certain theories that the roots will only appear if you give little more light, less light. There's so much of theories, so much of confusion. Here you can see all of these succulents are in indirect bright light. Some of them are putting roots first, some of them are putting pups first, some have roots and pups together. So it all depends upon the leaf itself. There is nothing much we can do. Again, over here you can see I have some more of my graptovarias. I'm not very sure about the exact ID, but these are graptovarias. You can see the roots and the pups are available. Again, these are also kept in indirect bright light. I personally do not expose any of my leaf propagation to direct sunlight, and I only water when I happen to see the roots. So because I happen to see that there were roots present on this, so I started to water them and they're doing excellent. So only when I tend to see roots is the only time when I start watering my leaf propagation. Please do not mist your leaf propagations. A lot of times they do not become successful. A lot of times the mother leaf starts to rot faster if you happen to mist on the mother leaf. There are a couple of videos wherein they mist the mother leaf. I'm not very sure how successful they are, but I avoid misting on the mother leaf. This is another container of leaf propagation. These are all that you're seeing are Graptovaria Watson, and this one is an Echeveria, and you can see the Echeveria is doing quite well. It's an indirect bright light. That's why the pup is very compact. Light is very important. You cannot give them too much light. Direct sunlight will burn them, and indirect bright light will give that beautiful compact look to the succulent. Trying to focus on the roots. I'm not very sure if the roots are going to be visible, but the Echeveria does have roots as well as pup, and it is doing extremely well. Now, how long will it take, or when will I transfer this to an individual pot or to a different pot? That's a very good question. It is going to take a very, very long time. Even I'm not very sure about the time frame, because it completely depends upon how fast the succulent wants to grow, and we all know how fast they actually tend to grow. The mother leaf has to completely dry out. The pup has to reach at least 3 to 4 centimeter, or probably let's say minimum 2 centimeter in diameter, and then you can go ahead and move it to an individual pot. Till then it is going to be in this pot. Now, how long it is going to take? Probably another 6 months, probably another year. It all depends upon the succulent and the environment. Please never ever be in a hurry to move your leaf propagation. That is where a lot of people tend to make mistake. The moment they see that there is a pup and the leaf has a pup, they immediately take out the pup and they put it into another pot. Do not be in a hurry, guys. The more you are in a hurry, the much damage it's going to do to your succulent. When the mother leaf is still attached to the pup, do not move it, because the moment you're going to move it, you are going to pull out the roots. The succulent has to, the leaf propagation again has to acclimate in that new environment, and that is definitely going to kill your leaf propagation. Let it be in the same container wherever it is. Just give the regular care of watering whenever you feel that the soil is dry. Keep a very slight amount of moisture in the soil. If you want, you can keep it a little bit dry, but do not keep the soil soggy wet. Do not move it quite often. This all things will damage the leaf propagation, because this is something that I see very often. The moment there is a little bit of growth, people get excited and they pull out the entire propagation. Please don't do that, because that is definitely going to hamper the progress of your leaf propagation. So that's all about it, guys. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.